Today we will start with the talk. If we have time later, we do meditation. I would like to take a stanza of Dhammapada to talk about. I think no need to introduce Dhammapada to you. Most well-known Buddhist book. Pada is words, Dhamma is teaching, Buddha's teaching here. So words of the Buddha. Dhammapada is a book with words of the Buddha. In that book, from that book I take one stanza. I read the Pali stanza. Gabba meke uppajjanti nirayang papa kammina saggang sugatino yanti parinibbanti anasava. So these are Pali words. In this Pali stanza, Buddha has mentioned where people are going to be born after their death. He has given a kind of idea. The first few words, Gabba meke uppajjanti. Gabba means womb. Some living beings, some beings will be born in wombs, that means mother's wombs. When they passed away, they will be born in other words, human world, mother's womb. Nirayang papa kammina. Then the next one, Buddha said, some people after their death will be born in niraya, or apaya, if not suffering state, woeful state, painful state. So some people after the death will be born in such places. Nirayang papa kammina. Papa karma, we know, bad actions. So those who have done bad actions will be born in niraya or in a suffering place. Then Buddha said, Gabba meke uppajjanti nirayang papa kammina saggang sugatino yanti. Some people after the death will go to Sugati or will be born in heaven or happy states, heavenly world. Some people after the death will be born in a happy state. In other words, Sagga or heaven, a very happy place. Then the other few words of the stanza is parinibbanti anasava. Anasava. Anasava means arahant. Asava means defilements. Lobha, dosa, moha. That means greed, anger, ignorance, so forth. All the defilements are called asava. Stains. Stains. Our mind pollute, purity of our mind destroyed by defilements. Therefore, they are called asava. So, anasava means no defilements. So, the people who got no defilements, who have destroyed defilements, who have totally eradicated defilements, will be attain Nibbana. So we can see the Buddha's, based on Buddha's explanation, after the death, not everybody is going to be born. Certain people will be born in mother's womb, that means human world. Certain people will be born in suffering places, niraya. Certain people will be born in sugati, sagga, that means a happy place. And there are some beings after the death, they will be born nowhere. They are not going to be born. They have eradicated all the defilements. They are free from all the defilements. So, the birth is always with defilements. Even if we do good deeds also, we will be born. Of course, as Buddha said, we will be born either in human world or sugati or deva world or happy state. But anasava, those who have eradicated defilements, those who are free from defilements, won't be born any place. They attain parinibbana or cessation of all the suffering. The Buddhist explanation is we cannot have worldly happiness and freedom from suffering. When we have one, the other one will come also. That these two are like a package. But generally, our problem, our struggle, our wish is we want both. We want worldly happiness and we want to be free from suffering. These two cannot have together. When we have one, the other one also, we cannot have separately these. When we have one, the other one also have. When we are attached to worldly happiness, it followed with suffering. But if we give up one, that means if we give up worldly happiness, that means if we are free from all the defilements, eradicate all the defilements, we can have happiness, that means permanent happiness. We can achieve cessation of suffering. So this is the meaning in that stanza. This stanza was uttered by the Buddha in a very special occasion. So, in other words, because of a very strange incident, very unusual incident occurred, because of that the Buddha uttered this stanza. The story is also quite an important one. All the Dhammapada stanzas have stories. So in this stanza, when we talk about this stanza, we can pay attention to the story is also important. There was a monk called Tissa. Actually, there are many monks who got the name Tissa. Very common name for monks. Venerable Tissa, he is he used to go for Pindapata, alms begging, almost every day. So when he goes, almost every day he had to pass certain houses. In one of the houses, a man lived, he was doing, I don't know a word correct or not, lapidary. In a way can say he was a jeweler, not an ordinary jeweler. He is very skillful and very famous jeweler. He used to do jewelleries even for the king. So in a way we can say he is a royal jeweler, but very simple man, live in a simple house with his wife. So this monk happened to pass that place. Then almost every day he stopped there. He collect food. In the end, they become very close friends. The monk and this jeweler, they became very close friends. So he invited him to go to his house and have his meal also. Therefore, it became a habit of the monk to go into the house and sit until this man offer food. So this happened almost every day. So one day when the monk went to the house, he didn't see anybody outside as usual. He went in and sat somewhere. During that time, one man from King's palace brought precious stone, most probably a ruby, red, very dark ruby, red color, blood color, blood red. And then he, as usual, went to the working area of the jeweler, handed over it, saying, "This was asked to give you by the king. He want to polish this and made an ornament. So please polish well, clean well." Like that, this man passed the message to jeweler. So jeweler took it. At that time, jeweler was preparing food with his wife in the kitchen. He was cutting some meat. Some people say Buddha's time monks did not take meat. Even Buddha did not take meat. I am still wondering about that. But if this, based on this story, but we cannot come to a decision because of this story, but meat was a common thing to offer because people offer monks what they eat. So I think it is possible to think when monk had to depend on Pindapata, they used to eat non-vegetarian food. Anyway, we keep it aside, not so important. So he was cutting meat. He had some blood on the hand. he accepted the jewel from the man, the precious stone, ruby from the man. Straight away, he put it aside. Put it aside. Brought to the area the monk was sitting and put aside. Then went back to do cooking. Helped the wife to do cooking. Then later he washed his hands, and this is king's order to make something out of that precious stone. So he wanted to check it. He went to check the stone, the place where he had placed. What happened was, before this happened, one bird, this man had kept a bird. This bird came to that area where he had placed his precious stone, and it had some blood, because jeweler touched with his hand where he got some blood. So bird thought this was a piece of meat, so he straight away swallowed. When the jeweler came and looked for the ruby or precious stone, it had disappeared. Only person in his house was this monk. Monk had seen what happened also. Then jeweler asked, "Venerable, did you see the precious stone I placed here?" He said, "Yes, I had seen." "Now where is it? What happened?" Monk was dead quiet. He didn't want to say anything. He asked again and again. He threatened also. He was very angry. Threatened to monk and asked, but he was dead quiet. So he suspected that monk had stolen it. So he brought a rope, put round his head, and pulled from two sides and start to torture. "Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. Where is my precious stone? Where is the ruby?" Like that, saying, he pulled. When he tightened the rope, some burst happened in the head area, and blood started to flow. Blood flowing down. When blood flowing down to the floor, bird had seen it and rushed there to take blood. So jeweler was very angry already. By seeing that, he was so angry and give a very hard kick to the bird. So blood, the bird died because of the very hard kick. Then the monk also realized bird had died. Then monk started to talk. Monk said, "Friend, this bird swallowed the precious stone. If you don't believe, now you can open the body of or stomach of the bird and check." So he immediately opened. He had found the precious stone. So the man became very, what is the word, remorseful, or very remorseful, or he felt very uneasy, very sad, very sorry. So he asked for forgiveness. The monk had given forgiveness to him. But after a while, the monk passed away because of the injuries. So this was the story. The monk name is Tissa, but later people started to call him Manikara Kulupaga Tissa. Very long name. Mani means precious stones, or jewelry, also can use the word like that. So Manikara means the man who work with precious stones. Manikara, who work with precious stones. Kulupaga means close friend. Tissa is his name. So monk who is very close with jeweler. That's the meaning of that long name. So here, this incident heard by some disciples of the Buddha. They asked from the Buddha about this. What happened to that monk? Because those disciples did not know this monk was an arahant. Those who questioned the Buddha about this monk's death did not know he was an arahant. So they asked, what happened to this monk after the death? Where was he born? Because he was tortured by the jeweler and with a lot of pain he died. What happened? When he asked this, the Buddha uttered that stanza and mentioned to them, when people die, where they can be born. Human world, then suffering places, Niraya, then Deva world, and some not going to be born, attain cessation of suffering permanently. And Buddha said this monk had attained enlightenment. He was an arahant, therefore he did not born in anywhere. He was not born in anywhere. He was attained total freedom. But jeweler, after the death, Buddha said, as a result of his very weighty karma, very weighty evil karma, he will be born in a suffering place, Niraya. He will be born in a Niraya, or suffering place. His wife actually came. I did not mention when I was telling the story. Came and tried to stop. Then the jeweler was so fierce at that time, because in a way we cannot surprise also about that, because that the jewel, the precious stone lost, belonged to the king. So definitely jeweler had to die if the precious stone can't find. So he was in a very difficult situation, also very angry. So he was very fierce. Even wife could not stop him. But she had so much compassion towards the monk. So Buddha said, wife will be born in heaven after her death, because she is a very compassionate person. Compassionate people can be born in the heaven. And she had so much faith in that Arahant monk also. Then Buddha even went on to say about the bird also. Bird will be born in human world, not in any other place. This jeweler's wife's womb, bird will be born in jeweler's wife's womb, because this wife loved the bird so much, and the bird also loved the wife so much. Because of that, when the bird dies, bird will be born as a son of that lady. So, what the Buddha wanted to explain in this story was, when people passed away, they will be born in different places based on their achievement, based on their mental development, based on their karma. And on the other hand, we can see few other things. One is, although the monk was an arahant, arahant also can make mistakes. This arahant monk had done a mistake. Can you think of the mistake? What was the mistake? No, not telling the truth. There is no mistake there. He did not say anything, because if he said, bird has swallowed the precious stone, straight away jeweler will kill the bird. The monk did not want birds to die, bird to die. So he did not say. That's in a way good thing. That's we cannot say a mistake. His compassion. Mistake was generally when we monks, when we go for alms begging, we should not go into the house unless the house owner prepare food and invite to come and take food. But this monk, what happened? He used to go almost every day without jeweler asking. The jeweler was busy in the kitchen. He went there and sat in a sitting area. So, in that area, this incident happened. Bird swallowed the jewel. So, jeweler suspected this monk came when I was working in the kitchen. He had stolen the jewel or the precious stone. That's the mistake. Although he knew the jeweler very well, they were very close friends, without his invitation, go in and sitting, not so good. Also, we also have to learn this. How well we know you also. When we go to a house, if there is nobody around, we should not just go in and sit. So, the other thing we can see is when people are overwhelmed by defilements, their attention, awareness, judgment to do what is right, what is wrong, all will be lost when people are overwhelmed by certain defilements. and fear. In that aspect, we can see some, what do you call, psychological value of the story. It looks like a simple story, but it has a psychological value also. This man lost the precious stone sent by the king, so he was so frightened. That was a life-threatening problem. If he can't find, he knew death is waiting for him. So he was so frightened. Then he questioned the monk. Monk was dead quiet. So he was so angry with the monk, thinking he is the culprit, he is the one stolen the precious stone. So anger plus overwhelming fear changed the man's character. He knew this monk for many years. He respected him. He had so much respect. He always believed this monk is a very good monk, very virtuous monk, but with fear and anger, he forgot everything. He lost his awareness. He became very unmindful and did what he did. So in the end, monk paid the price for being quiet. So our human character is like that. How well we do charity, good deeds also under certain situations. There is no guarantee about our behavior, our actions. So only way to protect making mistakes or wrongdoings is making an effort to maintain awareness, attention, in other words, to be mindful with whatever the situations. So, okay, I think I stop today now.